So for us to trade this strategy effectively, we want, once the market open, we have to check the trend of the market. So, and we are expecting something like this in the market after the trend. When we know the trend of our market, we are expecting something like this. For a buy trade, we are expecting something like this. So the market has to make higher lows to the upside. And around this time, around this zone, we are to look for our imbalance around this zone, because we are going to be trading along with our imbalance and time. You know, trading is it's all about time and price. So we are going to be making use of the right time, like around 1 to 3 p.m. It's our trading window around New York section. If we don't see whatever we are looking at around this time, we don't trade. So that is to say, you can as well use your FIB. Once the market breaks structure to the upside, you can as well use your FIB. You FIB it from the buy, from the low to the up. This is because this market, it's a buy scenario. It is in an uptrend. So you have to FIB from the low to the up. Then once you FIB from the low to the up, 50%, which is 0.5% retracement of this zone will be your liquidity. You will not want to place trade around this level. You can only start looking for entry around 0.618 retracement level and 0.786 FIB retracement level. This is when you start looking for trade. This is when you start looking for trade, not at the 0.5 retracement level. So therefore, once you know what you are doing, you can go back to chart, or let's look at the sell scenario as well. Scenario is something like this. You have to be waiting for the market to break structure to the downside. So once this market keep breaking structure to the downside, around this level right here, around this level has to be your imbalance. Your imbalance has to be around this level before this market breaks structure to the downside. That is to say, this market will be able to trace back. The market has to trace below 50% of this level and tap into 0.618 or 0.786 FIB retracement level before you can sell this market back. So how will you know the zones? It is for you to take your FIB. Since it is a sell trade, you FIB it from the high to the low. Then you look for your 0.5 retracement level, which is here, which is this red line. This tells you that this line is your liquidity level, so you will not want to take any trade around this line. But if this market retraces back to 0.618 or 0.786 FIB retracement level, you'll be glad to take your trade to the downside. So this is what we are going to be looking at, both the buys and the sell setup. So let us go to our chart and see what we can do. I'm going to be using GBPUSD. I may check other pairs, but let's just use GBPUSD first. And we are going to be making use of our New York section. We have 1 to 3, that is 3 hours, the first 3 hours for us to look for trade. If nothing happened during these first 3 hours, then we are not going to take trade again in the market. So let us look. you are going to plug in your Lux Algo indicator, because this is the one I like using. Here was our London section. We don't trade London, we trade New York. So you have to disable London because you are only trading New York. I've already taught you guys how to get this indicator, but if you don't know how to get it, you go to your indicator, you type sessions. Once you type sessions, sessions by Lux Algo, sessions in bracket Lux Algo, it will pop up. So once it pop up, you click on the indicator, you click on it, and you are going to your setting. So your setting, this is from 1 p.m. This is from 1 p.m. Nigerian time to 5 p.m. Nigerian time. That is what I said. 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. But the time you'll be trading, you only trade it around 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. and you left the market. If you don't see opportunity between this 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., you will not want to take a trade. But anything you are doing, it should be around 1 p.m. to 5. So you will not allow the market to hit 5 o'clock and you are still taking a trade. If you want to do something, it should be around 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And if you do not see any trade around these hours of the day, you will not take trade again. So let us go to our chart. So you set it from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. This will be your 5 p.m. Then you said okay. So you close the interface. Setting 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. doesn't mean you are going to trade around that kind of 5 p.m. but it's better you can trade, look for trade and stop at around 4 p.m. So right now, this is M15. Before we plug in our indicator, this is our M15. If you do not know how to read trend, this trend is bullish. The indicator, the chart right now on my M15 is bullish. If you want to know if it is bullish, you can turn it back to high Fibonacci candle. You can turn it back to high Fibonacci. So you can see that high Fibonacci helps you to tell you that yes, this trend is bullish. The high Fibonacci filter out all the noises for you and it's telling you that yo, this trend is bullish. And if you don't know, if you can still read the chart as well, because you can see a break of market structure right here. See a break of market structure. One. We see another break of market structure right here, meaning the market is breaking structure to the upside. The market is breaking structure to the upside, as you can see. It's making higher highs, higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows. So the only type of trade you are going to be taking is just a buy setup. So another way you can read your trend is for you to enable an indicator. You go to your indicator, you type in EMA. EMA. Once you type in EMA, this EMA 20, 50, 100, 200 by the suite will pop up. If you have been watching my video, you will know this indicator that I do use it. You don't use indicator blindly. You can see this indicator by the suite. You see that all this indicator crosses each other around this point. They all cross each other around this point. The three of the indicator cross at this point, which this is the first thing. It shows you that this indicator has started, the market has started the bullish trend at this point. Once the three cross together, then the bullish trend confirm each other when all the three cross each other around this point. So this shows you that you are going to be taking only a bullish trade in this market. So that is another way you can confirm your indicator, your trade of this market, especially these two indicators crosses each other. 50 and this 20 and this 50 EMA crosses each other here. It's a very strong trend movement that the market is bullish. So that is how you can find your trend if you don't know how to identify your trend. So let us go back to our normal candle. So I have to switch my chart to my normal candle because there is what I'm looking for. So right now I have switched my chart to normal candle, and now there is something I'm looking for. What do I look for? I want to trade only New York section. Then I'm going to be using my Lux Algo indicator, the New York section. How will I trade this? I will enable my Lux Algo indicator. As you can see, this box right here happens to be my New York section. That box is my New York section. As you can see it written New York out here. So the only thing I'm going to be, the only trade, I just disabled the indicator. Add it back. So I'll go to setting and set it up. This is 13, which is 1 p.m. So I'm going to set it up to 17, which is 5 p.m. So the indicator is set. I have to disable others. Then I'll click OK. So the indicator is now on my chart. So what do we do? Once this New York open, we have to wait for this market to break structure. You can see this box here is New York. So before this New York open, you have to mark the high before New York open. You also mark the low before New York open. So here was the high that we got before New York open. Since the trend of this market is telling us that the trend is bullish, we are only to mark the high. So after which we done marking the high, we see that the market during London section, the market came back and closed above this high during London section. This is what happened. This is your London section. London section open and it closes above that high. Then after this happened, you look between, check if there is imbalance closer to the OB. We've seen imbalance right here, closer to the OB. This is our imbalance right here. So you mark this imbalance out. You scale it out. So I'm going to mark my imbalance out. Here is my imbalance. I mark it out. I scale it. So that is my imbalance. So after marking this imbalance, there is something I'm going to do. I have to move down to my 5 minutes. On my 5 minutes, I'm still going to be looking for imbalance. Let's do that together. So you see, on my 5 minutes right here, here is my 5 minutes, and we still have this imbalance box right there. Nothing changes. So let's go back to my 3 minutes. Now it's like we are trying to do multi-time frame analysis. So you come with me, let's do it together. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. If you haven't subscribed, do that. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for watching. And so on. If you want to learn the way I trade personally, you can contact me on the link that will be on the description of this video, and you chat me up. You can join my free Telegram group, or if you want to join my VIP, you can as well do that. So I drop so many tutorials on this platform, but that doesn't mean I'm using all of them. No, I have my own personal strategy that works for me, which I use to enter the market. So if you want to trade the way I do, feel free to contact me through the link that I will leave on the description of this video. So right now I have moved to my 3 minutes. On my 3 minutes, I was able to find another imbalance, which is right here. So that is my 3 minutes. I was able to find another imbalance, which is right there. So right now I have to move to my 1 minute. We are going to make use of all the time frames. So I have to move to my 1 minute. Still, I'm looking for my imbalance. This will be the last stage because it's 1 minute. I don't use seconds, I use minutes. So as you can see, here was the zones we mark on our M15, M5 and 3 minutes. Then here we are on our 1 minute. Let us still look for our imbalance. So at this point, we were able to find another imbalance down here. We found another imbalance right here. So that is the last imbalance that we are expecting. We scaled it back to future. What happened is the market come into this imbalance. As the market come into this imbalance, it gave us opposite candle right here. As the market closed inside this imbalance, it gives us opposite candle right here. So once this candle closes, you are to take your trade to the upside. Thereby, you place your trade this way, long. You place your trade this way. Your stop loss has to come a bit below this imbalance here. And you TP, this is currency pair. You TP the first high, which is this box. That box will be your first TP, which is your 1:11. Then you go for another TP, 1:25. Everything 1:25. So it's just for you to be patient for this thing to happen, for it to happen. Once it play out, so that is your 1:25. As you can see, the market hit 1:25 and it still keeps going, but you just take your 1:25, you leave the market. This is how you trade your New York section. This is how you trade your New York section. So if you have watched up to this point, do well to subscribe to this channel, turn on notification bell, like and comment. Here we don't trade 1:1 risks. We don't trade 1:1, because if you are trading 1:1 RR, you may come into this market this week and you may lose 5 trades. Yes, it is possible. You may lose 5 trades. Then you come into this market another week. It is not a guarantee that you are going to win all the trade. You may win 3 trades, you lose 2. You still don't recover the last week losses. Another week, another losses is being added. But if you pick one thing that can give you at least 1:10, 1:15, you stick to it. In the long run, I guess you are going to be profitable. But if you want to reach out to us and to trade the way I trade with my own strategy, you can hit me up on my Telegram channel. The link will be on the description of this video. So if you have any questions, you feel free to ask. Like, comment and share. I remain Aqua FX as I sign out. Peace.